had always dreamed of living in Japan. The neon-lit streets, the deep-rooted traditions, the food. I was obsessed. When I finally got a job teaching English in a small town outside of Tokyo, I felt like I had won the lottery. The town, called Hidakawa, wasn't on any tourist maps. It was one of those places where the locals all knew each other, where ancient shrines stood next to modern convenience stores, and where the forests whispered secrets in the wind. I rented a small, traditional Japanese apartment near the edge of town, overlooking a quiet alleyway. At first, everything felt like a dream. The students were polite. My colleagues were welcoming. And I spent my evenings exploring the winding streets. But something felt off. It started with my neighbors, or rather the lack of them. The entire building had only one other tenant, an old woman who never left her apartment. Every time I passed her door, I heard the soft murmur of her voice, as if she were whispering to someone, but I never heard a reply. One night, I returned home late after a work party. As I climbed the stairs, I noticed something strange. The hallway light was flickering, casting shadows that seemed to move even when I wasn't. Just as I reached my door, a sharp sound made me freeze, a whisper right behind me. I spun around, no one. Shaking it off, I went inside and locked the door. My apartment felt colder than usual. As I set my keys down, I noticed something odd. My closet door was slightly open. I never left it open. I told myself it was nothing. But that night, I barely slept. I could hear something, a faint scraping sound, like nails dragging along wood. The next day at work, I asked my co-teacher about my building. She gave me an odd look before muttering, "Oh, you live there?" She didn't say much after that, only that the building had been empty for years. That night, things got worse. I was brushing my teeth when I saw it. The bathroom mirror reflected something that shouldn't be there. The closet door in my bedroom was wide open, and inside I saw the outline of a figure, thin, impossibly tall, and watching me. My breath caught in my throat. I spun around. Nothing was there. I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt something staring at me. My apartment was filled with a strange, rotten smell like decay hidden beneath tatami mats. By morning, I had made up my mind. I was going to break my lease and leave. But before I could pack, I heard a soft knock at my door. It was the old woman from next door. She held out a small paper talisman, her hands trembling. "You need this," she whispered. "It knows you see it." Before I could ask what she meant, she shuffled away, disappearing behind her door. That night, I placed the talisman above my bed. At exactly 3:15 a.m., I woke up to the feeling of something pressing down on my chest. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. And then I saw it. A pale, elongated hand reached out from my closet. Its fingers stretched too long, the nails cracked and blackened. As I struggled to scream, its head emerged, a face with hollow, sunken eyes, a mouth stretched into an unnatural grin. It crawled toward me, whispering in a voice that wasn't human. "You see me now. You will always see me." The talisman burned against my skin, and in an instant the pressure lifted. The thing shrieked, retreating into the darkness of the closet. I grabbed my phone, ran outside, and never went back. The next morning, I called my landlord to break the lease. His only response? "You're lucky you left. The last foreigner who lived there never did." I never found out what happened to them, and I never stopped checking my closets.